I'd like to make it clear, Elyse herself did not abuse me. She couldn't have. She was not, like, my parent. She is friends still with my abuser. One of my, like, particularly bad abusers, Charlotte DeAndriel, who is a teacher at a visual and performing arts school, and was a huge reason of why, when I turned 18, I had to leave the entire state. She's a teacher at a visual and performing arts school. She knows all of my peers, and she has inappropriately close relationships with them. Like, it's gross. It's gross when people are friends with child abusers, with people who murder children. You know how we, like, don't like people who hurt children? Because that's horrible, right? People who hurt children? No, actually, lots of people are friends with people who hurt children, abduct children, even if you do it through the court system. It was abducting my child, Charlotte. Yeah, so Elyse Myers is friends with my childhood abuser. Somebody who I really do believe is the one who burnt me at 18 months old. I believe Charlotte DeAndriel is the one who burnt me. I was burnt from the neck down with boiling soup at 18 months old. And I believe it was Charlotte. I also think that's why Charlotte really, really hated anytime I didn't feel well. Charlotte would yell at me as I was vomiting. A lot. As a very, very small child. I'm gonna die early because of that vomiting. 15 times a day, my entire childhood, I vomited and was made to vomit. They refused to get me help because I was vomiting for attention. So Elyse Myers is friends with somebody who thinks children vomit every day of their childhood for attention. As if that's not a medical issue and they shouldn't have taken me to the doctor if that's what they really thought. That's still lethal. You can die from vomiting, whether you're doing it for attention or not. It's still lethal. I wasn't, though. I was sick. They were making me sick. Charlotte also drugs her own children, I've seen, with Benadryl, purposefully to make them tired. I'm sure she does a lot more than that. That family has Munchausen. So, yeah, Elyse Myers is friends with my childhood abuser, Charlotte DeAndriel, who was a teacher at Classen School of Advanced Studies in Oklahoma City. Okay, Nana. Did Charlotte do it? Did she burn me? I don't even know how you're going to tell me, but... Oh. That looks like the spitting image of Nana. I'm gonna take that as a yes. I'm manifesting a future where this little girl gets justice. 'Cause she deserved it. I pray that you never have to know what it's like to have your child be living with the people who are going to be why you died early. I'm gonna speak some more about this. 'Cause I deserve it. I really do. I'm gonna talk more about when they took him. It was so fucked up. Especially the way they did it. They immediately took him to a doctor and got him prescribed laxatives. And then he had diarrhea really bad. And we had just gotten there. Like, we had not even lived there a month. And they were still giving him the laxatives. It was Miralax. Like, even though it was so bad, he was constantly pooping. And as I was changing the diaper, saying, I'm not giving him laxatives as he has diarrhea. she said, that's not diarrhea. Like, I hate them. They knew exactly how to traumatize me, and like, it paralyzed me, what they did to me. And then I had an ace up my sleeve in court that they were not expecting. Oklahoma did not have jurisdiction over the custody of my son at all. Another state did, because there was an open custody case in another state. And the first line of it says, Oregon has the custody, or has the jurisdiction over the custody of said child. This is what a good mother would do. I like Elyse. That's why it hurts. Like, when triangulation and narcissists is great, isn't it? It's complex. It's not simple. Anyways, the person that I was when they took my child is somebody who just needed a little help. I got myself out of a domestically violent situation in a way where even the father of my kid is very happy that I did. And I handled it great. I needed help. I'm a disabled person. I'm a disabled person who literally spent 18 months unable to stand up. And I exercised and danced like a dog in bed first, like when I couldn't even stand up, to make my heart stronger. I demanded my heart to either die and have a heart attack already or get stronger. And then I did get stronger, and that's the only way that I was able to regain strength. And then I had no muscle mass. Like, I had not been able to move in 18 months. Everything hurt, and I had to carry a 3-year-old child across the country multiple times. I had just undergone a CPS investigation and been cleared. I was investigated because I was raped. Thank you, Oregon. And I passed with flying colors. I had just been cleared. I was a safe parent. Yo, you found Charlotte's other account. Tell her to show you her World of Warcraft characters, how many they're maxed out, as she made me raise her kids, do all of the laundry, dishes, and cooking for the entire household, and then like would make me parent her children, that she had 3 kids in 4 years, while she played World of Warcraft, did nothing. And then also I had to cook with like literally nothing in her refrigerator. They bought hot dogs and apple juice and Kraft cheese. That was, there was Go-Gurt, mac and cheese, SpaghettiOs, hot dogs, and cheese. Tell her to show you her World of Warcraft characters, because she was tired from school afterwards. I was sick as hell when I lived with Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte, do you remember 8th grade? I had 5 respiratory illnesses when I lived with you in the 8th grade. Do you remember when I bit you? Because you wouldn't let me down the stairs when Nana was trying to get me because I was moving out of your house because you abused the shit out of me? And you wouldn't let me down the stairs, so I bit you. And you blamed it on the Lexapro, but I bit you. I had a right to. I didn't need to be having a bad reaction to Lexapro to bite you for being a bitch who was holding me illegally because you had no custody over me. I had to stay with Charlotte because my Nana got cancer. My Nana got cancer, and then I got abused savagely. I was so sick. 5 respiratory illnesses. I had pneumonia twice, bronchitis twice, pleurisy, and then was finally diagnosed with mono. I had an elevator key. Like, I had constant, like, I was really sick when I lived with her. And she made me do the chores for the entire house, parent her kids, and then she would yell at me and be like, you're not their parent. Like, as if she wasn't, like, literally making me be their parent. She always has this really shitty husband that she keeps on as like an accessory so that she can blame all of her problems on the shitty husband. You date one crackhead, it's one thing. If you serially date them, that's a problem, especially when you're letting people who are on drugs abuse your freaking children, and especially children who aren't even yours and you've been entrusted to protect. Charlotte DeAndriel is a child abuser, like really bad. It's disgusting. I want my kid. Give me my goddamn kid. You freaks.
Hey Charlotte, I'm gonna talk to you like this is one of the dimensions where you actually listen. You need to do what's right. You need to get me my kid back. I want custody. That doesn't mean that he's going to come live with me. I care about what he wants. I want the decision in my hands. I want custody of my child and I will come get it and I have every right. And actually, if you make me come get it, I'm suing you and you're gonna pay all of my bills for the rest of my life and be behind bars with Britney Spears' dad. Get me my kid. And asks about the time that he spanked me so hard that my whole butt was blue. He had no custody over me. Why was he allowed to abuse me like that? How come there is so much record? There is so much evidence. You can't sue me. And if you do, I've said it online for years, defendants have more rights. Sue me. Sue me. You remember what grade I got in the street law class that they gave me in 10th grade? I got a 99%. Sue me. Defendants have more rights. I will have every right. If I sue you for what you did to me, Charlotte, you have all the rights. And you'll get to, like, pick and choose and, like, decide what gets into evidence because we can't be prejudicial towards you. But if you sue me and I'm the defendant, all of you using one of my social media posts, and that opens the precedent for me to use any of my social media posts. I've done nothing but write about it for years. Give me my fucking kid back. Now.
My sister helped my family steal my child. After they were mad, I got therapy for Munchausen by proxy. The reason that I talk about Munchausen by proxy and recovering from being a proxy growing found out when I was pregnant. So I immediately went to work trying to just undo all of the behaviors that it really mattered to me, and I wanted the public to hold me accountable. So I told them that I was raised by people with Munchausen by proxy, because if they saw the behavior, I wanted them to stop it, or at least tell me. And I wasn't prideful. Like, honestly, like, the only, like, defensiveness that I get is, like, when I'm being attacked or discriminated against. Like, I know the difference. I grew up being discriminated against in my own family. I understand prejudice and discrimination. My sister does too, kind of, only through watching it happen to me. My sister grew up in one home. My grandmother's, it's on a golf course of a country club, on the 18th country club, like a walking distance from it. They live in a mansion. He had a walk-in closet full of Abercrombie clothes. I'm not really jealous. I'm a Taurus. I really, like, I don't know if it has to do with this. I'm not really materialistic. I never really cared about her clothes. I went to every single day of high school in superhero pajamas. What I did care about is she didn't understand suffering. And she saw it happen, kind of. We weren't raised together. I was moved every year. While she lived in one home, I was moved every year or two. The longest I stayed in one house for like a solid amount of time was 2 years. And then back and forth all around the family so that my family didn't catch on the Munchausen. So that the witnesses didn't catch on to the Munchausen. So that it would make me change doctors whenever they caught on. There was a lot of reasons they moved me. What did sister do? My sister watched me be abused, acknowledged it, put me on a huge pedestal, made many Facebook posts talking about how I'm the wisest person, and it's true. I was always the older sister, and she was always literally took my child. She saw them of me, and then she was like, you need to get over it and stop getting therapy, and took my child as we're getting therapy on my family's Munchausen by proxy.
If you consume the content that I make about trying to educate about Munchausen by proxy, you should be sharing this about me trying to save my kid from it. If you're an ally to people who go through Munchausen by proxy, you shouldn't be just consuming the education that I get for free and not helping me get justice at all. I need justice. My kid's life depends on this. I'm not out here educating about Munchausen because it's my life's work. I need you guys to understand it so that you can recognize it when they do it to my kid. I need your help. I need you guys to care. I don't need Elyse's following. I need you guys to care. I need you to care enough about abused children that you'll share a post. Please. Please start doing that. Please just realize that that's exploitation. If you're consuming my content for education but you won't help me get justice, you're using me. I need your help. Don't use me. Work with me. I'm still happy if you consume the educational content I produce about Munchausen by proxy. The case that I have is atypical. What they did is atypical. I've talked to therapists about it. A lot of them, actually. A lot of primary care physicians. I've talked to a lot of doctors about it. They find it fascinating. I'm correct. When I explain to doctors that this country has Munchausen by proxy, everything clicks into place for them. I'm correct. And so if you consume my content about Munchausen by proxy, don't help me, I'm still glad that you are learning that this and we can save children by just even learning to identify it. People will claim that they would have been my ally had they seen me be abused as a kid. Now you're seeing me post about my kid who is being abused by the same people. Right, the opportunity to save a kid who is currently being abused by these same people. This is the third generation that they are destroying after ripping from the arms of their mother. We need to share my posts, please. I matter. My kid matters.
How could be so okay now that I'm cold? Guess you brought the flames and you put me through hell. I had to learn how to fight for myself. And we put no on the truth I could tell. I should
Let's see how Little Caesar's Pizza feels about child abuse. Little Caesar's Pizza has approximately 350,000 followers. That's 1/12 the amount of Elyse Myers, who knows the person who abused me and stole my child. Little Caesar's Pizza, how do you feel about Munchausen by proxy? It's not good. It hurts people and it's lethal, and we really don't know how to detect it as a society. Many people saw what I went through, like Elyse Myers. Many people have since been educated about what I went through, like Elyse Myers, and they don't do anything. I know that you're only 1/12 of an Elyse Myers, but I was wondering maybe I could partner with Little Caesars Pizza. I would like you to help me, like, would you help me get my kid back, Little Caesars? Do you hate child abuse? Because, you know, who deserves a loving mother? My son. I'm a good mother. I'll be your mother. I'll make you a trade. Little Caesars Pizza, help me educate the world about Munchausen by proxy, and I'll be your parent. You might not know it, but people with Munchausen by proxy, they love your pizza. I know you're only 1/12 of an Elyse Myers, but I don't know, I think it would be cool. And I know a really, really cool little boy who's about to turn the age where he's going to think for himself. And I know some people who really don't like that. And I know some people who really don't like me, who have my kid. And they didn't like me because they didn't like my parents. And that's why they hurt me. Since I was 13 months old, they hurt me. And they still probably, if I didn't hold them accountable very publicly, would act like my behavior, like my medical issues are behavioral problems. Neglect causes sicknesses, exploitation causes sicknesses. I was raised by the whole family, so I got it all. Believe me, I know. I have a unique case that actually this world can really learn from. And if this is brought to a court of law, it sets a precedent that saves a lot of children. You guys should maybe care about this. Little Caesars, how do you feel about child abuse? Like, can we just get a fuck child abuse? Like, you know, it's 2023 now. You can say that. I know you're a little humble pizza company, but you can say fuck child abuse. Say fuck child abuse for me. This one is for people who think that if I'm a good parent, that it's even relevant. Whether I'm raising my child or not, he should not be being raised by the people who murdered his mother. That's not okay, especially when there is nothing but evidence about it. There is so many medical records of this, school records. At Classen School of Advanced Studies, my record when I went there, I attended Classen School of Advanced Studies. I was sick the entire year I lived there, and you know who didn't do anything? All of them. Ask Leslie Oliver. Ask Leslie Oliver about my IEP testing. Ask him about how I was diagnosed during that IEP testing with intermittent explosive disorder. And they refused to treat it. They liked it that I had a rage disorder. They didn't want me treated for it. They wanted to be able to call me a bad kid. They like hurting children. They enjoy it. They are sadists. And they have my child. Right now, my child is being raised to think probably that his parent is bad or doesn't love him or wouldn't care for him if I had him. And that is so messed up. Do you know how horrible it is to warp a child like that when it's not true? Shadow Mountain Medical Facility. Why did you not report Joan Terry and William Bess for hitting me in the face in a Walmart and then trying to institutionalize me for it? Why didn't you report it, Shadow Mountain? Because Shadow Mountain wouldn't let me leave with them. You didn't think I was safe enough to leave with them, but you didn't report it? Shadow Mountain, why didn't you report Joan Bess? Is it because she is the highest paid woman in a $1 billion corporation? Is that why? Is it the mob ties? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Give me my fucking kid. Charlotte D'Andriel is the child of an Italian man who is the vice president of a telecommunications company. What do you think it is? Definitely not mob vibes at all.
It's not unclear to you, because it's been 45 minutes since you made this comment, and you haven't liked any other videos. Please go watch the videos. Why would I explain to you when I've already explained and made a lot of videos about it and you haven't watched them? So why are you going to listen to what I explained to you? Do you just need private attention to believe abuse victims who are trying to save their children from the people who hurt them so bad they're going to die early from it? Because that's what's happening. That's what happened. As a mother who knows Elyse, I know Elyse. I went to school with her. I was the child of the teacher who the whole school loves. I know her. I'm allowed to address her. Aubrey Freeman, give me my kid, you nepotism baby, no talent having ass bitch. You're jealous. You always were jealous of me. You can't have my life. Give me my fucking bloodline. Let go. Let go. Let go.
Yeah. They gon' have to kill me. They gon' have to kill me. Been through hella back on my Achilles. I ain't no friend and stingy. If I got it, you can get it, bitch, there's plenty. Reasons that I shouldn't act friendly. I'm just praying that these good deeds get me about the city. It's a pity. Second, you don't got it, they get pissy. But forget to mention they wasn't around when you was empty. That's a cycle of attraction. All you gotta do is listen. If you started making money, chances are they feeling envy. That's a fact though. And I got people on my back, so if you think you eating first, chances are you smoking crack. When I touch $1 million, I'ma split that bitch in half. 100,000 for my mom, another 100 for my dad. Couple thousand, I'ma split it for my siblings, get them bags. And they know the older brother building past, he ain't gon' crash. Got a problem with addiction, bro, I fucking love that cash. I been down on all my shit, won't let them see me on my ass. I'ma pass them, like I see it clearly with some glasses. Even when I hustle, bro, this cracker had that traction. Every plug around me wanted my prices to match him. Told him shut the fuck up, bitch, I'm out here getting bags. Yeah, fuck that, I just see my uncle in the casket.
This is a message to people who think that they can comment from a TikTok account with 2 followers and say some hateful shit and it's gonna hurt my feelings. I've been on a date with someone, introduced him to my mom, planned a whole future, was really excited, and then saw him get shot in the face by the federal government. He wasn't even out of surgery when the executive branch of our government tweeted a congratulations to the officer who did it. So good luck hurting me. This is a message to people who think that they can scare me. I spat on a white supremacist in public, on camera. And then I slept outside in a location where I told everyone where I was. I took on the state and the federal government by myself in a protest that I just did by myself because somebody had to. After the protest left Portland, they were poisoning the homeless camp with graffiti removal spray. And I was a streamer, so I said, do you want me to help? And they said, yeah, and so I just did everything I fucking could to help. I organized a protest, I made flyers, and then 3 days into it, on 420, a city worker sprayed me with graffiti removal spray on the weed holiday. So I went to the park, and I tattled on them to the stoners with my microphone and my speaker, which I camped outside of their... Literally, they shot somebody in the face in front of me. I camped outside of their door. I took my every pee in front of the jail. Do you think you can intimidate me from an account with 2 followers, hon? You can't. Oh, also, right after I saw somebody I was really excited to date get shot in the face by the federal government for exercising his First Amendment right, and we still don't know the name of the officer. Right after that happened, then the entire city saw me naked online. That sucked. I didn't know people could see my past posts on Reddit, so... Yeah, I chained myself to the parking meter next to the puddle of his blood after they did it. So, if you think that I'm not poetic enough to have a comeback, you're also wrong. I grew up being savagely abused, and even sick as a dog, I was able to rap. I rap. Don't piss me off. I'll make you famous. I'll put you in the Bible. Welcome to the Bible. The internet is eternal life. Eternal is not immortal.
I'd like to make it clear, Elyse herself did not abuse me. She couldn't have. She was not, like, my parent. She is friends still with my abuser. One of my, like, particularly bad abusers, Charlotte DeAndriel, who is a teacher at a visual and performing arts school, and was a huge reason of why when I turned 18 I had to leave the entire state. She's a teacher at a visual and performing arts school. She knows all of my peers, and she has inappropriately close relationships with them. Like, it's gross. It's gross when people are friends with child abusers, with people who murder children. You know how we, like, don't like people who hurt children? Because that's horrible, right? People who hurt children? No, actually, lots of people are friends with people who hurt children. Abduct children. Even if you do it through the court system. It was abducting my child, Charlotte. Yeah, so Elyse Myers is friends with my childhood abuser. Somebody who I really do believe is the one who burnt me at 18 months old. I believe Charlotte DeAndriel is the one who burnt me. I was burnt from the neck down with boiling soup at 18 months old. And I believe it was Charlotte. I also think that's why Charlotte really, really hated anytime I didn't feel well. Charlotte would yell at me as I was vomiting. A lot. As a very, very small child. I'm gonna die early because of that vomiting. 15 times a day, my entire childhood, I vomited and was made to vomit. They refused to get me help because I was vomiting for attention. So Elyse Myers is friends with somebody who thinks children vomit every day of their childhood for attention. As if that's not a medical issue and they shouldn't have taken me to the doctor if that's what they really thought. That's still lethal. You can die from vomiting, whether you're doing it for attention or not. It's still lethal. I wasn't, though. I was sick. They were making me sick. Charlotte also drugs her own children, I've seen, with Benadryl, purposefully to make them tired. I'm sure she does a lot more than that. That family has Munchausen. So, yeah, Elyse Myers is friends with my childhood abuser, Charlotte DeAndriel, who was a teacher at Classen School of Advanced Studies in Oklahoma City.